Hi everyone! Sorry it took me a while to get online tonight. Facebook just kept saying starting live video, starting live video, starting live video, and I'm like, seriously, technology, work for me. So I am here talking to my den friends about efficiency, how to do more, about time management, about being effective with your time. To me, these are things that I'm very passionate about. Part of the reason why I'm so passionate about them is I feel like the more that we do with our time, the more effective we can be with our time, the more we can accomplish. And the more we can accomplish, the more we can do, the more we can succeed, the less stressful our lives will be, and the more that we can kind of help improve the world further. So again, I'm absolutely obsessed with efficiency. So hello everyone. Thanks for hopping on. My focus is to help you do more with less overwhelm. Keep you so that you're effective, that you're functioning, that you're doing well with things, but that you don't necessarily have the stress that sometimes go with that. So again, today what I want to talk to you about is how you can be more efficient and more effective with your time. And so kind of a little background on this is, I've found that, people, we waste a lot of time. We waste so much time. It's absolutely crazy how much time we waste on a regular basis. So that being the case, with technology today, we should be more effective. We should be more efficient. We should be accomplishing much more than we do sometimes. My husband always says that, because of technology, we kind of live in the future, which is totally true when it comes to all that has happened advancement-wise, whether it's, technology, health, wealth, all of that. There's so many things that have been innovative over the last handful of years that should make us much more successful. The reality is, though, just like adding sugar to soft drinks so that it's addictive, those rushes that you get from various things that make you crave more, why is nicotine so addictive? All of those different things that keep you needing more, wanting more. That's exactly what's happening with technology today. So many of the things that are capable via your phone are meant to give that little jolt of excitement, that feel good, that warm and fuzzy, that satisfies something in your brain so that you crave more of it. And it's funny, I actually talked to somebody the other day. I live in Colorado, and Boulder, they create a lot of different apps and things that they use. And a couple of people that I was at a networking event the other day was talking about cell phones and the different games and different things and programs that they event at his company is totally designed to make you addicted. And it's funny, he's like, I actually don't have a problem with screen time, because honestly I think technology and things like that can make you smarter, more effective, productive, all of those things. He goes, but man, some of the things we're creating are intentionally designed to make you addicted to them. So be aware of where you're spending your time for sure. One thing that I've had to do is I randomly will play a game or something like that I'll get on my phone, and then I notice that I'm obsessed with it, and then I'm playing it every single day, and then I want to play it twice a day, and then I'm, have to, as soon as I just get to the next level, and then as soon as I get to the next level, I realize that I'm playing another level after that. So frankly, I will tell you, if you have, extra crap on your phone, delete it, or create rules that you can't use it otherwise, unless you've accomplished something, or unless you have, completed your to-do list, whatever that may be. So like different things that work really well for people is like, hey, there's this TV series that I love on Netflix and I'm addicted and I want to keep watching it. Awesome, you don't have time to go to the gym. Great. You can only watch that Netflix show when you're on the treadmill or while you're doing something else productive. Give yourself a reward by enjoying that, but do something else that's on your to-do list. So find ways to be effective. So again, those are things that I want to make sure you're focusing on. Other things, Facebook. I mean, right now I'm on Facebook talking to you, and Facebook is a huge time suck. I'm not saying you can't get on Facebook and see what's going on with your friends and family and loved ones. I mean, honestly, Jay just joined, and I spend plenty of time on Facebook stalking Jay's wife, Karen, to see what port she's in on her cruise, and they're in Grand Cayman today. But when you get on Facebook, number one, give yourself a time limit. Set an alarm on your phone. Hey, you can only spend 20 minutes, so an hour doesn't disappear. Or, make sure that you're getting on there with a purpose. So why am I on there right now? I'm on here right now because I want to definitely focus on everything that's going on with this chat. So I came on with a focus for accomplishing something. So again, if you're going to get on your technology, make sure you're getting on with a point, not because it's a mindless activity. Okay, so really the whole reason I want to give some time for some people to get in, but I really want to give you 4 musts for time management. So these are 4 things that I truly believe have changed my life, and I don't believe you need a list of 50 things to change your life. You need just a few things. So here are 4 things that I believe are musts for creating true efficiency, true time management. So number one thing that I've talked about for years and I think is so important, and I think this is kind of where people go wrong with their activities and things like that, is every week, I don't care when you do it, everybody's weeks are a little different, but every week I believe you need to sit down and have a weekly planning meeting. You need to take a look at what your goals are, what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want to accomplish, and you need to define what it is that you need to do. And once you have that outline of what it is that you need to accomplish or what it is that you need to do that week, you need to start coming up with what are the tasks necessary to be successful. So have a weekly planning meeting, define your goals, come up with the tasks that are needed, and then schedule that throughout your week. And why this is so powerful is I found that a lot of times people have a running list of tasks, which is important, but they don't necessarily have the order that they need to take care of. And so kind of all of these things go together. So number 1 for me is have a weekly planning meeting, come up with all the activities that you need to accomplish that week to achieve your goals, and schedule those into your schedule for the week, okay? And I usually front load my week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are my busiest days. I might have a couple things on Thursday, and I rarely have anything on Friday. Not because I'm not going to do anything on Friday, but you know what? Life gets in the way, a couple of those things snowball to a later day, and so I want to make sure that you have time to accomplish those things that you've committed to. Okay, so have a weekly planning meeting, schedule out your week. Number 2, have a constant task list with you. I don't care, everybody, their brain works differently. I don't care if you're a paper and pencil person, if you're scheduling things on your phone, if you have an actual planner, whatever it is that you use, have it with you at all times and have a list, a prioritized list. I'm a big fan of the Franklin Covey method, where you do A, B, and C items. A is urgent and important, B is important but not as urgent, and C is not really either. It's kind of important but not urgent at all kind of thing. And then you take your A items and you rank those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there's 6 items, 1 through 6. If you get to your B items, all of those things. So the reason why having a constant list of tasks that you need to accomplish with you and ranked with priority is so important is because you will randomly have an extra 15 minutes. Traffic was better than you thought. You got to a meeting, you got an extra half hour. You still want to get into your meeting early so that you look good and all that, but you got 15, 20 minutes that you can sit in your car and do something. Instead of getting on Facebook or opening up that stupid game on your phone, attack one of your items on your task list. What is it that you need to do to be successful? So make sure that you know what it is that you need to do. I was amazed at the sheer amount of time I spent wasted figuring out what I should do next or what I felt like doing next. And those are 2 very different things. What I felt like doing next was something fun, like, ooh, I have a nephew that's turning, 4 in February. I should probably go and look and see if I can find a fun yet STEM-focused game that I can give him, or activity or toy or something like that. So I'm going to get on Amazon and search for that. Okay, his birthday's not for another month. Do I really, is it urgent or important? I guess at some point it's important, but it's not all that important or that urgent right now. So it shouldn't be what I feel like doing, it's what I should be doing, okay? So know what you need to do next, so whenever you have that free time, you can fit things in. And it's amazing because if you have a to-do list that you're planning to do maybe when you get out of your day job or out of, or you're waiting till the kids go to bed tonight so you can dive into whatever it is that you need to do, if you can knock out some of those to-do lists throughout the day, whenever you have those few minute gaps, you're going to be so much happier with your life, okay? You're going to have so much more satisfaction. Your stress level is going to shrink up like you don't know. And what's amazing is as you start getting those endorphins of accomplishment throughout the day, those feelings of, yeah, I got something done, yes, I got something done, you're going to feel better throughout the day, and it's going to help improve your overall environment as well. So number 1, weekly planning meeting. 2, have a constant list of tasks that you need to do with you at all times, so when you have the free moments, you can take advantage of it. And number 3, be aware of how you're spending your time. And so this is an exercise that I always encourage people, especially people that work with myself or Chip or Gina and I, or however somebody might be working with me in a business consulting type way, is be aware of your time. I have them go through an exercise where they kind of track their schedule for a week or so. And I have them do it in 15-minute blocks, because it's funny, 15 minutes at times feels like it flies by, but other times when you're effective with your time, 15 minutes is a fair amount of time, and you can actually get a decent amount done in 15 minutes when you're focused on one specific task. And what I always find out is the first 2 days that somebody's tracking their time, they are the most efficient, most amazing they've ever been. And I feel like if they could mimic that for the rest of their lives, they could crush any obstacle that was ever given to them, because they're so hyper aware of it. But then it's funny when I get into day 4, 5, a week later, all those old habits, it's so much easier to fall back into an old habit creeps in. So figure out how you're spending your time. And then what I always like to do is I like to go back to those sheets. If they actually wrote down or kept it in an Excel spreadsheet or whatever it is that they did, what they did with their time or how they spent their time, look for efficiencies. How can you double up on things? Like, let's say you need an activity where you need to be on your computer, or an activity where you need to run errands, or an activity where you need to make some phone calls. If you made, if you had 3 phone calls to make, if you made all 3 phone calls at the same time, instead of going back and forth between activities or getting on your computer and then going to make a phone call and then getting back on your computer again, you'll realize that, there's just a little bit of wasted time in these various activities. So how can you double up on your times? Other things I've realized that people waste a lot of time on is email. It's funny when somebody shows you their block of time and how they've spent their time, I'll go look at their emails, and they'll have email, checking email, following up on emails. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know how much time you're letting other people control your destiny, and how you're not focused, because each one of those emails pulls you in a slightly different direction. That I tell people they can only schedule email 2 or 3 times a day. Meaning you're not going to check your email except for like at 9:30, at 1:30, and at 5:30, or whatever that may be. You can only check your email certain times during the day and block out enough time so you can deal with things. But the reality is I find people use that, again, it's the same thing as getting on Facebook, as you get in these tedious tasks of not being effective with your time. And then beyond that is really, really, really having a hard conversation with yourself. Are you being as good with your time as you need to be, and how can you make it better? And don't beat yourself up about it, because we're all human. We all, do things that we shouldn't do. But the reality is you need to give yourself that reality check of, I could be doing better things with my time. I could be more efficient. And I always use the example as I love watching TV. I love watching TV. I mean, I've watched Dean and other people talk for years about, successful people don't watch TV. And I'm like, awesome, good for them. I like my TV. But I don't watch my TV shows until I've accomplished what I need to accomplish for that day or for that week or for that afternoon, whatever that may be. And it's funny is I find that I actually enjoy my TV shows better because I can actually sit, relax, and enjoy watching them. Whereas if there's something I should have been doing, but I'm like, oh, I'm going to reward myself with the TV show before I finish that, then that's an ugly feeling. It's not a great thing. So the reality is, instead of feeling guilty and not enjoying the show, just get done what you need to get done. So weekly planning meeting, have a consistent task list with you at all times. Be aware of your time. How are you actually spending your time, and what lies are you telling yourself about it? And then lastly, this is the other one that was brought up earlier, is sometimes you have to eat the frog. And honestly, eat the frog, or other nicer ways to do it is put first things first. Whatever you're least excited to do, seriously do it first thing in the morning. Do it first thing in your day. Do it first activity you get. First break you get, do the uncomfortable thing first. Because the reality is most people don't compartmentalize that much. When they have something on their to-do list that's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be crappy, that they're not going to enjoy, it hangs over them like that Eeyore cloud is hanging over the top of you. Please, 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 if you have something uncomfortable to do it first thing and get it off the list. Again, it won't be any more comfortable later. It'll probably be more uncomfortable because honestly, you've dwelled on it, you thought about it, you stewed over it. Get it done first. Eat the frog. Everything is easier afterwards. Once you get that uncomfortable thing, all the other things on your to-do list are not bad. Just seriously, get it done. And you know what? If it's really uncomfortable, then come up with a reward. Schedule a reward for afterwards. You have to make an uncomfortable phone call. You have to actually look at the books for that fix and flip. Whatever it may be, do the uncomfortable thing first, deal with it, and then move on. Give yourself a reward. And then I will give you a bonus thing. So weekly planning meeting, a constant working task list of things to do. Give yourself a reality check on how you're actually spending your time. And then do the uncomfortable thing first. Eat the frog, first things first. And my bonus activity that I'm going to encourage you to do is consider things like the miracle morning. Now, I know many of you might not be a morning person, and it's not fair for me to say this to you because I am a morning person. But honestly, you're going to be much more effective if you do the important things first thing. You know, and that's why most people that do successfully work out, they work out first thing in the morning, things like that, because that's really where people are at. So again, do something with your morning that's going to move yourself forward. And the reason why that is it's not necessarily because people that are wired morning-wise are better than somebody else or things like that. That's totally not true at all. The reason is your day will run away from you. Everybody gets busy, distracted, busier, have all these things that come up in their life, and it gets frustrating, it gets discouraging, it gets whatever it may be. And if you lose control of your day, your life, your whatever, it's hard to ever get those things squeezed in. So the reality is I definitely encourage you to take advantage of doing stuff in the morning. Build yourself your own miracle morning. What is it that your morning routine needs to be? And honestly, it's absolutely important to you, okay? So do your miracle morning, okay? And so for me, if anything for me, all it was, you know, at some point in this time, I wanted more hangout time with Chip and Caleb in the evenings, or I wanted to go trivia with friends, or I wanted to do a book club, or I wanted to do these things in the evening. So I felt like, okay, I have to be a little bit more effective. So it's like, okay, frankly, if I can relax and enjoy some things in the evening, do you know what I can do? I can get up just 30 minutes earlier. Seriously, 30 minutes earlier. Whatever time you get up, if you just get up 30 minutes earlier and then commit that 30 minutes to something effective, you can do exceptionally well. And I will tell you, even if you are not a morning person, you can do this. My husband Chip is the exact opposite of me. He is not a morning person at all. But you know what he does? He gets up every single day at 4:45. And he goes to the gym. And he meditates. And he takes time to read. And he writes in a gratitude journal. He does all of those things in the morning before he goes to work. Because the reality is he knows if he gets up and gets those things done, he knows that his day is going to run away from him at work. You know, if he tries to squeeze, you know, reading time in at work, not going to happen. And then when he gets home, you know, it might be after 6 o'clock by the time he gets home. And by the time we eat and try to have a little quality time with Caleb, you know, for him to try to do a book club or him to do trivia with me or even just have a family movie night, he can't do the gym at night. He can't read at night. He can't, you know, do all the, number one, meditating is not particularly great for you to do at night, I've heard. So anyway, the reality is even if you're not a morning person, you can make yourself do something. You can make yourself be better. So I encourage you guys to explore that option a little bit. And I think, again, I hear you can build a habit after 21 days. Again, I think anything that you've always done, it's easier to slip back into maybe an old habit. But the reality is if you make a new habit and you make it first thing in the morning, you will see the benefits in the long run. I'm not saying you won't be tired. I won't say that it will be easy by any means, but it could really, really make you that more efficient and effective with your day. So good. Weekly planning meeting. 2, have a constant task list of things to work on. So when you do get that free minutes, you can go to the next thing on your list without going, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? Oh my God, I'm on Facebook. Number 3, be aware of how you're spending your time / wasting your time. How can you be more effective? And have those conversations with yourself. How can you double up on activities? Are there things that you're doing that you don't need to do? As I saw in there, a not to-do list. That's important. Number 4, eat the frog. Do the first things first. Whatever's most uncomfortable, get it off your list first. The sooner you get it done, the better everything else will be. And bonus, utilize your mornings. 30 minutes can change your day. So there you go. All right, I encourage you guys to seriously get out there. Does anybody have any questions that they want to pop on here? I know I kind of verbally threw up on you guys there for the last 20-25 minutes. Does anybody have any questions they want to throw out there on how they can be more effective with their time? And again, this is something I'm obsessed with. Like, I believe that I can do more for my family, for myself, for the community, for everything, that if I want to do that more, I have to accomplish more in less time, because honestly, we're all only given so many hours in the day, hours in our life for that matter, that we have to be effective, we have to be efficient. And just because I have that flexibility in my life, thanks to real estate, there you go. I need to be able to be effective. So again, I encourage you guys, definitely feel free to shoot questions. I did want to give you guys a little heads up here. Gina and I are actually hosting a mastermind event in Mukilteo, Washington in the end of March. It's March 27th, 28th, 29th. It's going to be a small group mastermind. We're going to really dive in and kickstart, because we really, really need to be successful. We all need a little bit of support. We all need that kick in the butt. We all need to surround ourselves with people that are successful. So I want to give the Den family a discount to it. So I'm going to post the link here. And the discount for the Den is just DEN, and you'll get 20% off our events. So I definitely encourage you guys to take a look at that if it's something you think you guys could utilize or need. It's Gina and I, and again, a small group of people working together. We have a fun dinner out and things like that, so we can truly build that mastermind environment. So again, be more efficient. Take time to evaluate how you're doing your day-to-day activities. And again, weekly planning meeting. Know what you're going to accomplish this week and be excited about it and be committed to it. Again, I'll post the link below with the coupon code, and I look forward to talking to you guys all again soon. Have a great week.